Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the only cup we got up here. Do we have any paper cups?
Uh-uh.
I don't know. Giving us the easy stuff. You think that?
You ought to sit down, George, so I can get both of you in there.
Are we both in here now?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell the way the light is shining behind you.
We'll get off to the side or something.
It's really bright.
Well, let me get over here and get over in this corner.
Huh?
You come over this way.
Okay, and I'll get both of y'all together.
Too much light on it, and don't see the window or something?
That's good. That's good. Now it's right on both of you. The light is.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
I want you to have them or something.
Mommy, slime is on you too. Slime is on
Oh, I put it right up here.
Yeah, you go ahead. I want you to
Hey,
go ahead and read
George,
it now.
George,
Yes,
slime
sir.
is on your seat. See?
Yeah, it sure is. Go over there and watch it, okay?
He's a bad man. He hates the Ghostbusters.
Well, baby, that kid. Yeah, oh boy.
A couple of dogs there. Cynthia picked out that. Matter of fact, she went out to the store and I told her to get you a card and she saw a couple of dogs on there. Mommy, now I told her that you had some dogs.
Yeah, but it's hard. You don't always say it and don't alter show it. But then by this time you sure must know it. You know you admire it, but you love it a lot too. And you know that you wish in life the best things for you. You love and you son, you everything. 1888, happy Father's Day.
It's a day early, but you know,
That's all
I
right.
want to make sure you had it before we
That's
left.
your heart. Yeah. It's all it all be a safe package, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I like my dad used to be a guy home. When he got through with things, with his own tools or what, he had a certain place in the not the house, but the outside, you know.
I saw that.
The shed.
I don't care what it was. He could go directly blind for just about, if you want something on the farm with, pick it off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And when he got through with it, he had a great big 65-gallon drum. He always changed oil in the car and things like that. He came up from about half full of oil. Ply points, a wrench, anything like that. He had a small one for that. Big 65-gallon drum. He put the ply point takeoff. Clothes hanger wire, something like you know, and put this cable through it, and made a hook out of it somehow or another, and hooked it on the side of the drum. Let that stuff stay in that oil. That take all that rust and all for it, and you get ready to do it next morning. That ply point, with 6 glass of dirt, slide right off of it. You wouldn't have a little trouble.
They kept the tools in good shape.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay, now I want you to open your present here.
Oh,
See what's
boy.
doing.
Tracy already told what's in there.
Did you?
I didn't I didn't understand that already.
Okay, good.
Well, you all know, I guess, but now, I'm a fast talker.
So
Me too.
is George.
Me too.
He
I've been
is
told many
too.
times to slow down.
I have to tell him, George, just slow down a minute now.
My sister sometimes tell me, you sure make a good auctioneer.
That's true. That's
Matter of fact, I
true.
talked to your sister not long ago, Selma,
Oh,
and she said, that's when I found out that your name was Buddy.
oh,
Or your nickname is Buddy. She said, you sound a lot like Buddy. Well, she said, I talk like you over the phone.
yeah,
So I must be, I talk like you, maybe some kind of fast. Well, I know I do.
yeah.
People at the store, they slow talking too. Slower talking than I am. And they had to tell me, you need to slow down a little bit. We can't understand what you're saying.
There's somebody like that can talk kind of slow or get their words dragged out. They might say it to you, so they can't hear about you somebody else. You must be from the South.
Yeah. That's talking Southerners too, though.
That's
Oh, yeah.
But I know what you mean, that old drawl they think the Southerners do.
Yeah, Southern drawl.
Yeah, Southern drawl.
Now, y'all come back to see us, and something other. I always have you all, you know. And some Virginians bring that up, you know. You all come back to see us, so on and so on.
You instead of just y'all, you all. Stretch it out a little bit.
I started saying, yeah, take you all, take a U-Haul from about these trailers, you know.
Yeah. So you talking about a trailer, you talking about some folks, right?
Yeah. Well, oh boy. Oh boy,
Hope you enjoy it.
boy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I do. Sure do.
Yeah, I'll help Cynthia pick. She had picked out some shirts, and I narrowed it down to this one. I thought that was
Seems like it'd be
good.
nice
It's a
and
comfortable shirt
cool.
too. It's nice and soft and cool.
And you wear it to work in if you wanted to.
Well, you know, something like that. I don't know how my sister always, well, she didn't give me that in the country by saying, but I know what it means. When you got so much stuff in the woodwork, as you know, don't you won't never wear them, you never put them on, you never dressed up. So I don't feel like dressing up because I know where to go much. I said, if I work for people outside, what might be doing? I said, you think I'm going to put on business job and go out there in the yard and do work? I said, heck no. I said, I got them overalls or dungarees or something on.
Right.
That's why I feel better satisfied, see?
That way you ain't messing up. You ain't messing up something nice too.
Right. You said, well, what are you keeping stuff for? I said, when I'm dead and gone, I said, put all of them on me. She laughed.
Honey, you think I could use that table? I believe the table would be the right height. Just pull the table over here and set the camera here and just hear y'all talking about
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
Because I know my little shoulder's getting kind of...
I think that camera does get heavy.
So if y'all don't mind, if I can just slide this table over here.
Just turn it off.
Some places they have security guards, you know.
Yeah, I've seen some of them walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them last night when we first came in. We
Just
got
like
here
some
around
of
10
the
o'clock.
apartments, I think, in those buildings, you know, different parts they have them too.
Yeah, they have them walk around. I've seen they have walkie-talkies on. They might even have some pistols or something.
Well, probably. If you don't see them, they probably have them, you know, under the shirt or something.
Let's see here. Well, anyway, what I want to show you is some of these things I got here. And I want you to tell me. In a minute, I want you to tell me about it, but first I want to let you see some of the names first. Well, anyway, this is Cynthia's and my marriage certificate right here. Where Cynthia and I got married. We got married in Dillon, South Carolina.
Well, Dillon, Dillon. When I first got married in Charleston, I think.
Charleston, South Carolina?
My first wife. I think from Charleston.
And here you are right here. That's my birth certificate. George Travis Daly. Born the 14th of June, 1953. Father George Wadsworth Daly.
Yeah.
That being you and Dolly Jane Weatherington, my mom.
Yeah.
That's a copy of the original right there. Okay. So let's back up here and go back to.
Whoa, sorry, Travis.
Okay, we'll back to your granddad.
What you want these or the...
See, these are copies from the census record. Okay. Okay, this is your daddy's daddy. Here's your daddy right here, George Travis.
Yeah.
Right there. He's born in 1884.
Oh.
Right. Now, at the time, his daddy is dead. He's living with his mama, Eliza Daly.
Oh.
Now, here she is right here. She's married to Robert Daly. He spelled it D-A-I-L-E-Y.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. And his wife was Eliza Daly. They had Mary and Ethel. Now, they were both born before 1880, I'm sorry.
Well.
She was 4 and she was 1. Mary being she was born about 1876.
Well,
And Effie born 1879.
this is what I'm talking about. I told me you run that comes through out there in the country, you know. He was tall. His name was Johnny Robert.
Okay, and that's Dennis John's ward, right? You saying?
I
Is that what you were
guess
saying?
his name was Johnny Robert.
That he was a Daly.
Yeah.
Okay, now he must be the children of. Now see, this is 10 years later. See, just 2 children were born there from your granddaddy. Your daddy was born before the next census when they had Dennis John, George Travis, your daddy, Julia is right there, and then Susan, or Aunt Sudie. Okay, that's Sudie E, or Sudie. Yeah, right there. Okay, now, notice right here, now there's your daddy right there. Right next door is Charles Henry. And that's your mama right there, Gertie E, Gertie Elizabeth. That's Nancy Jane right there.
Yeah.
And then her sisters was, Gertie was born oldest, then Leona, Talmadge, and Nanny Leinster. I think that's who that is right there. Nanny Leinster.
Well.
I believe. Now, I might have to look at the right one.
Well, what about College Street?
Okay, so he wasn't born yet. He was born on the next
I
one.
see.
And I have a copy of that one right in here. I'll show it to you. But see, this is where I got all these names from, is that I knew about when they was born. Okay, now this is the same family now. Robert, now he died before 1900. That's why he's not in this record right here. But his wife, Elizabeth Jane Sasser, Mary Elizabeth, Effie, there they are down there. And then Dennis John, George Travis, your daddy, Julia Estelle, and Susan Sudie E. See, they were born after 1880, but before 1900.
Yeah.
These two children were born before 1880, and Robert died between those 2 years. See, here he is down here with his 2 first children. And then he died, and then here's Eliza, his wife, with the other 4 children. The other 2 been married by then, Mary and Effie. See, right there. Now here's Charles Henry right here, and here's his, now that's 1900 census. In 1910, let me find him here. There's Charles right there, with Nanny, Estelle, that's Talmadge, I believe. And that's Nanny, and there's Charlie Street right there. He being only 2 years old, so he was born right around 1908, looks like to me. Yeah, 1907 or 8. And all the children was Gertrude, Leona, Talmadge, Nanny Linster, Lenny, and then Charlie Street. Now, here's what your sister told me. Married Grace May No from Beaufort.
Right.
And Lenny married Robert Dixon.
Yeah, right.
Talmadge married Julia Estelle Bessie Doherty, and their daughter is Justine Jessie. Weatherington married Wiggins.
And then, then the Jane, she got a daughter named Jane. She married, he's dead now, married, he used to work prison camp. Johnny Martin.
Yeah, I've got this family traced on back a bit. Talking to Jesse, and I found some things on. Well, here's your mom and daddy right here. Gertrude and George Travis right there. Yeah, I've got this family traced on back here. That being Leona married Laurie Cox. Now, I don't have any of their children yet, which I can fill that in later.
You got a lot of them.
Here's Julia Bessie Elizabeth Doherty married Talmadge. Now, this is Jessie, who I've talked to on the phone. Elizabeth Justine Weatherington married James Belton Wiggins.
Right.
Now, and they also had a daughter, Norma Talmadge Jane.
Right.
Now, I don't have any information on her yet.
Well, you know, getting back to John Robert Daly.
Now, you think he might have been a son of Dennis John, maybe?
I believe so. Anyway,
he'd be you're one of your cousins. First cousin.
And he married a Tripp woman from Vanceboro. And he had his sister. Well, anyway, Effie was the mother, you know. Effie Daly. Johnny Robert, son, and had a daughter named, her name was Verdi May.
Okay. Now, this is Effie's daughter who married the Robert boy? Johnny Robert? So Effie had a you mentioned Effie Daly. Right.
My aunt.
Okay.
Then John Robert Daly was her son.
Okay. Now she married who? Effie married who? Do you remember the man's last name? It'd be John Robert's name too then.
Yeah, I think it was, because I've heard I heard the grandma say a lot about John Daly. She must meet Johnny Robert, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, Aunt Effie, there's her, and Johnny Robert, he's sure that's talking about, and his daughter, her name is Verdi May.
Okay.
She had, I think she has 2 children, as far as I know. Verdi May.
And that would be her child, Verdi May? Effie's daughter.
One of them.
Okay. Well, anyway, what I want to do is back up a little bit. I was just showing you some of these names, because I had forgotten who was who was who there. But anyway, tell me what you remember about your daddy.
Well,
George Travis Daly. You can tell me what you talked about at breakfast, about, the mules and the house, anything you can think of, you just tell it.
Well, he used to have some old 65-gallon drums there in the yard lag. And a lot of people, they liked him anyway. He had a big farm and all. and he'd always take care of everything. And the back of log barns, you know, different places. And some people sometimes would come out and go fishing. He had great big, I call it smokehouse, had ham and stuff, you know, smoked meat, all that stuff. Chickens hung up on a stick like that, you know. Kept a lot of fresh meat and stuff.
So you had a smokehouse.
And he had a lot of friends. And some of them come out and go fishing. He had a big 55-gallon drum out there, might be 2 or 3 of them. I know they had 2. He had paddles in the drum, fishing poles, you know, everything on it all. And had a place somewhere around the back, I think around the back, bit of, he could go to his own fishing worms and stuff. And sometimes a lot of them would go down the creek. He'd grab a hose and things like that. They'd take the grubbing hose, and if they get kind of a hurry, they'd take the grubbing hose and go down there by the creek bank, like, dig up fishing worms. But he had some there to warn them, you know. And,
So they dig up their own fishing worms.
And sometimes they buy some from him, you know, this, that, and the other. And this, you're looking for from the creek. I think called Shell Landing or Plank Landing, one or the other.
Plant landing?
Plank, P-L-A-N-K.
Like Plank Road.
Or could have been Shell Landing. I believe it's Plank Landing, I'm for sure. Anyway.
And this is where your dad used to live.
The creek wasn't too far from the house. And
Do you remember the name of the creek?
There's one place back there they call, well, her mom used to say a long time ago. My uncle used to did now, we're called Jim Harry. He used to go there a whole lot. All I can remember is just what they call Plank Landing. Then they call it Gar Creek. It's what they call a Gar Creek. The river run in there somewhere or another, you know.
This is around Jasper area, right?
A little above. And
that'd be the Noose River. There's some creek attaching into the Noose River, right?
It would go way beyond Kingston, way somewhere, you know. Down it.
Now this Plank Landing, it went around that creek somewhere close to Daddy's house.
It wasn't too far from the house. And getting back to his mules and things, seems like I can see him now in your body. It's a pretty fast butterball. He wouldn't run them or trot them himself. He wouldn't take the time coaching on them, running. He didn't care how hot it was or how cold it was like that. Had a great big place anyway in the yard, you know. Kind of a hill like, you know, up, down, in the valley. Had a pretty grassland out there for the graze around in. Of course, it's all fenced in, you know, except it had a big gate. When you come in off the highway from the back to the front, it had a big gate. And had some pretty mule stables back there, and cows and stuff, hogs, all that stuff. I used to help them sometimes, you know, go over there and help them a little bit. And this fellow that married my older sister in Portsmouth, she's the one called Ruth. And all I could think was Ruth was her name, you know. But I forgot what she told me. I wish she did, or even someone was, that I said, is Ruth your real name? She said, yeah. He said, but another name I don't like. I said, what is it? She said, Alice. I think she said Alice. She said, if you did like that name. I said, why? I said, give it to you, or whatever how it was. I said, won't you use it? She said, just call me Ruth. She's common to you.
Now this is your sister?
In Portsmouth, the older sister, when he passed away.
Right.
She's the one that married that Williams man. He was from around, well, off from Carolina. London Williams is his name. Well, I want to be ashamed of something right good, but I hope the good Lord will forgive me. Anyhow, I used to work for years, like I said. And so it's been quite some time before I had a checkup to the VA, you know, like the health.
Let's don't eat that anymore.
Right.
I kept putting it off, but I said to myself, well, I should go direct for a checkup anyhow. I'm entitled to it.
Right.
It cost me the thing. So I was over there. He was both of them in. He does a lot of construction work for people. And drink awful lot. I call it, well, to me, I don't know how she figured. The way I figured, he's whiskey figured, you know.
Yeah, like alcoholic.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, I don't know who they would join the club or what it was. I don't know. I think you try to get him more time to join the club. I said, I'm ready to do it. Anyway. He had a brother named Cleve, off in Carolina. I don't know he's still living or not. Anyway, he's kind of tall, gross like, and he's like a good bass man. I reckon, you know, like, you know, in the song probably.
Mm-hmm.
And redhead. Well, his daughter, what they call Pete, got my oldest daughter's sister, when she's supposed to around, or whoever it's at. Her name is, call it, all the while they call her Pete for sure. She have a one girl.
And that was Ruth's daughter.
And so, during the time I went over there, and I stayed there for quite a while. But it's been quite some time, you know, before I come there to see her, you know. So, she had, she said, everything I wanted to do, I said, like, we'll go ahead. So, excuse me, had a little garage out in the back of the house. Just a little walkway like to it. And had a lot of coffee tools in there for the shelves and stuff. I didn't bother her. She told me to put that look around. And he had to be that. He had to be that morning. I think like he took pretty good in the rain. But something kind of told me that he didn't treat my wife, you know, something. So I didn't say anything, I just kept things to myself. After a while, he left. I know he went to work a while anyway, he went on somewhere. And she had like she kind of words in there, she kind of shook her head. And so, after he left, I said to her, I said, how you feeling? You feel all right? Because actually gated you there. And so, he said, that man words you to death. I said, well, so she didn't know what time he come in drunk, or what time he might come in, or when he come in or not. She told me I could leave, you see. So, I said, not bothering him, I mean, he's not doing no harm to the lady. I said, he don't abuse you, what he does, no. I said, better not. I said, but he's got it good. I said, yeah. I said, well. I said, you ever threaten with it? No, but I kind of afraid you might. I said, sometimes I'm afraid to stay here by myself. Well, of course, there's neighbors right close by. I said, well, if you give me trouble, let me know. So, I stayed there for a good while. She had to paint and everything. She tried to get him to paint the house inside and out. So he never would do it. He always kept putting it on something, which lots of times he was doing nothing no way.
Right.
But he wouldn't paint up, fix up now. And we all painted the 5-gallon bucket screws and the quartz are on down, you know, for window faces and all that stuff.
Listen,
She said, how much you charge me to paint a house for? She said, I've been trying to get this done for a long, long time. I'm not charging nothing, Ruth, like you know better than that. Well, I tried to get Lovely to paint it, just not done, he never has done it. I said, I'll paint it for you. No more. I don't care what he said. And so wait till he goes off for he's tired. His glasses on the watch, you know. He's got things that goes on right. He has folks flying about, you see.
Yeah.
So he seemed to finally go less with somewhere. So she said, I don't know where you find the paint brush right here. I said, there might be out there in the shop. I said, well, I'll go around and look and see. I looked and couldn't find none. So I said, well, let's see. I said, I hadn't been over this place over there. So I found something. Brand new. I can see it, I guess. Never been out and wrapped or nothing, you know, all the time. So I went to work. I painted the house outside, inside too, myself. And she, I said, now don't you come around and inspect and see what I'm doing. She said, well, where you put the paint in? I said, you see the fresh paint on the walls and stuff? Yeah, I don't see none on you. I said, I'm not trying to paint myself. I'm trying to paint the house. She laughed. Of course, I had, you know, floor protective paper and stuff. And then it took me, I don't know, about a week or two, I guess. Like the trimming of work, all that stuff. And so, it's getting late in the evening. He didn't show up. He told us sometime, what time he might be back, you know, if he didn't have to work and stuff, you know. Well, it's late when he came back in. I said to go to bed. And I could take the bathroom. I said to go to bed. I said to myself, I'm going to sit up for a while. I was sleeping, but I pretended like I wasn't, you know. So we talked about this now and the other. And instead of driving his car in the driveway, he parked it outside the house. So we're sleeping on two now. And she said she had a recliner. She had a recliner chair. She said to me, you know, you never raise your feet and all that stuff in the back. She's always doing some kind of needlework, you know. And what would I hear call?
Quit it, Trace.
I turned off the wall yet.
But you know, I didn't go to the window. I just played, but she knew what I meant. I said, oh, sit there. Sit there, you know, lean across. She wore glasses sometimes, doing needlework. Everything was still as a mouse, you know. So I went around there and went to the kitchen, looked out the window. He would come to the front. So I kind of figured he might have some work or something back there in the shop, you know. Well, she never could find it. She knows she never could find nothing, but he probably put it where she couldn't find it, I reckon. And so I was watching it. All I feel hard was I never did bother with it, but I knew it was after her stuff. Looked around for it in the shop, you know. She gave me a key to the shop, and he had one, but he didn't know I had it, you see. So he unlocked it, looked around. And then it was summertime, like I think, you know, it was a little cool too. And I could see the buckle, you know, up on the shirt, you know, like. I said, what's up? Trying to pull a fast one. Well, I didn't see nobody. He probably had drunk in. He finally got the door unlocked. Went in there, bam, slammed the door, you know. Something cost him out and got mad or something, I don't know what, you know, he's a peculiar type of fella. Stayed there about 10 or 15 minutes. When he come out, he probably got him a slug before he come out, I guess. Slammed the door again, bam, once I tore off the hinges. So on the side back there, it used to be a screening porch on both sides, in the front and the back. And he decided to come back in the back, you see, to the front. She said, well, I don't see his car, son. So I said, son, it's by the street from the house. I said, yeah, he's been putting it up here. I said, I know it's out there, which it was, though. I think it was a Nash Rambler green, I think, color. She said, oh boy, I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I said, nothing, I was out of here. I said, no, he's not going to bother me. So I just kept my mouth shut, you see. I said, Ruth, she got up and walking around, she could hardly walk around, she had arthritis or something. So I said, sit down and take it easy. She worried, she's the type, she worried a whole lot, you know. But I'm the type, I never did let much worry me. I push the tune and stuff, let it go.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I try not to let stuff worry me.
Right, so sometimes revelation do more harm than anything else, you see.
Yeah.
So I said, she's in the kitchen, she asked me want something to eat. I said, no. I said, I fixed my bite to eat, Ruth. I said, go sit down and take your time, take your rest and everything. I said, she told me how long she'd been on the feet, you know, didn't do nothing else. So I can't do too much no way. Said he won't have me do anything. I said, well, some I like that. He said, sometime I wish I was by myself. He said, can't say no wrong. So I did. Of course, I was doing the paint and everything, you know. He come in, talk good, always talk good. I said, that's terrible. I forgot what something was going to tell. I said, you know, she's sitting there.
Travis, a bit long, son.
She's sitting there, you know, that recliner chair where she could, you know, look, you know. So,
Get away,
it
Travis.
was all like that stuff.
I was looking at
He came in, and, the screen door was, it was on the hook and everything. And so, But when he gets finished, his face, when you see some people are, his face is red as a beet, you know. Well, he's that way all the time. And he's a good, he don't want a good carpenter, boy. He can do any kind of carpenter work you ask for. Some people call him like he's up for work. Some people call him to go out that evening or at night, you know, something, hang a door or something like that. But he wouldn't never fix up nothing in the house, you see.
Right.
She couldn't understand that.
So he neglected his own house.
Right. And
Now this is Ruth's husband you're talking about. What was his name?
Lundy.
Lundy.
He had a brother named Cleve.
Lundy Williams, right?
Yeah. His brother name was Cleve. On whether he's still living or not. Anyway, he came in. And right when he come up on the back step, about the little high rise like, he stuck his toe on it, something, you know, somehow or another. I won't pay too much attention. I'll sit there at the table, facing towards the back school door.
Give me a pencil, please.
And so, let's see,
Pencil.
Pencil?
he got talking gross, you know. He always talked gross, slammed the door, bam. And what he did was, Ruth looked around and wondering, was the door still on the hinges? I didn't say anything. Hello, son. Told me, you know. I said, all right, how you doing? Get up off the table like he's about to turn the table over. I kind of break my foot, you know, kind of come back this way. He said, you've been working hard, talk gross. I said, not too hard. She looked, reckon she got up. I was fixing to get up, I'd be like that, she got up. Looked around, threw her back down. So Lundy said, what do you think of the walls and stuff in the house? They were like glass eyes, you know. You pretty well loaded. I don't see nothing. Like that. I didn't see anything either. So from then on, he said, you always call her sugar lump, I believe, or something
Sugar
like that, or
lump.
pumpkin.
That's what he called Ruth.
And said, anything you want from the store, I think I'm going to the barber shop. Didn't need more haircut than the man in the moon. You want to excuse to get out, I guess.
Right.
So he said, son, you want to go with me? I said, no. I said, Lundy, I said, I'll be here with Ruth for a little while. And I thought he was going out the back door again, but no, he went at the front that time. Because the car was out there, see.
No, Travis, don't open the door.
He was having a tie open the car door, I want to lock one more one. He never had a tie open, he was kicking the tires and everything else on. I said to myself, boy, what she goes through this. And she said, yes, there is something I need from the store. I said, well, I tell it. I said, don't give up, go out there and anything like that. I said, take it easy. I said, tell me what you would tell him. I said, I'll go out there and give him a message. He said, he finally got the door with the car, he finally got it started, racing the motor, you know. I didn't, he had to turn around and go back the other way because they're dead in the street, see. Wrong then. It might be changed now.
I'm
She
not
said,
gonna
no,
bother y'all.
she just
Sit up there
said,
with him. Sit on his lap, Travis. Get over on Papa's lap. Quick, quick.
she said, I do without it.
Look at me.
I said, how far to the store? I need too much about the place. I said, how far to the store? I said, I'll go down and get it for you.
Here we go. Everybody this way. 1 second. Here we go. There we go. All these dailies.
Thank you. And so, he said, he said he's going to the barber shop. Yeah, it's the barber shop. I wish it was, but too far from the house. He could have walked there, you know, if he wanted to.
Right.
I've been there several times. Well, he said, well, sugar lump or pumpkin something. She said, oh yeah, I forgot. He said, I got to go hang a door. I just said, no, I keep my mouth shut, but I was watching what was going on. So, she finally sit back down in that chair, you know, this particular thing. She sounds so tired of what I'm going to do. I said, lie down and you can rest, go to bed. No, I can't sleep, I go to bed. And so, no one had that but her, she and I, and he already left. Been gone. He come in anytime I got ready, go out and go in. I told her, I said, if he's on a construction job or some kind of a job he's talking about he's on and doing all right, I said, how in the world, I said, what in the world is his hours? I said, looks to me like he's more here piddling around with what you might be doing, then on the job, I said, then you might be getting fired.
Mhm.
Well, I don't care if they do. So, after a while, I kind of found out they did fire, see.
Mhm.
They called at the house, you know, the phone. Well, she didn't know where he was at. He wouldn't tell her where he was going, nothing like that, you know. She thought probably he might be going back to work, but no, I don't know where he went. Anyway, he was late when he got back. And he was quite drunk that time or before. As he was, he pretended like he was.
Mhm.
But he didn't have me fooled anything. So, he said, how about let's take it in a movie? This is kind of useful, I guess, you know, change your minds all of a sudden.
Right.
And I got wondering too, good question, she want to take in a movie. She said, well, you and Buddy can go, talking about me, she said, you and Buddy can go. She said, I don't feel like going nowhere. Of course, she's the first one in the place, but, so I didn't go either. I made an excuse I didn't want to go, because I told her
Right
I'd done it. She seemed like his attention. He wore glasses too sometimes. After a while, he got himself kind of brace like I keep from falling. He kind
No,
of pulled
Tracy.
got glasses down a bit.
Tracy. Get back, honey.
That's probably won't know what it's
Yeah,
about.
in about 30 minutes. So, yeah. Thanks.
Said,
What
he
did she say?
She said that she wanted
said, sometimes he called her babe. He said, babe, he said,
What, Mommy?
what happened to
to
the
know
house?
checking out.
Chicken?
Checking.
His sisters are coming to me a bit, I read. He said, well, you wouldn't pay.
They sound
She said, how much do you pay house paid? I spoke up, I said, I done the paint myself, Lundy. I said, then I don't charge, you know I don't charge your sister nothing.
Mhm.
My sister anything. He said, come in. He said, yeah, I'm going to go. Oh, yeah. I was standing there. Well, I was watching the show. Him too. We'll shake hands. He kind of gripped my hand kind of tight, and I squeezed mine tight, you know. She said, Dawn. He said, Brenda, kind of nice of it, being a little fella. He said, how much you got so much strength in your hand? I said, I don't know. So, Ruth said to him, said, have you been outside, looked at the outside work he's done? Well, I just want to go out there too. I've got to go to the garage for so and so. I know what I want.
Mhm.
Don't want him with that bottle out there. He don't do no work no way. I'll show you what I do. She was real satisfied, and so was he. But she was satisfied more than he was. But he's always been the type of guy. She told me one time he tried to kill her one time. I got men though. I think he was at the VA anyway. So something kind of told me when I got off of work this day, I had to be back working for midnight anyway. So unbeknown, I went over there. Well, I did tell her on the phone that I'd be there as soon as I get there. So that's what I was doing. You know, for the day, of course, I didn't go back to work at midnight and be back, you know.
So she lived up around this area too then?
Yeah, she lived in Portsmouth.
Okay, Ruth did, your sister.
Had their own house and everything in Portsmouth. And so I guess that might be where her daughter lives.
Yeah, her sister, her daughter Ruth,
What they call
married to Donald Butt. Like called, she had a nickname Pete.
Yeah, they call her Pete. All the while, they always call her Pete. And sometimes someone will call her Little Ruth sometimes. But they always call her Pete for
Right.
You redheaded. Good looking woman. Yeah, she married a citizen the first time. You know, Highway Patrol, but it was with her. I think the first name was Ben Citizen.
It's like citizen, C-I-T-I-Z-I-N, like a citizen of the United States.
I think it starts with the S.
Okay.
S-I-T-T-E-R-S-O, I think so. She's the first one she married, as far as I know.
Okay.
But the son of fellow, I don't know too much about him.
It's Donald Butt.
Uh-huh.
Yes, what Selma said, they're currently living in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
No, Travis.
So,
That's fine.
that's what it was. So,
Fine, fine.
like I said, getting black
Fine,
backtracking.
fine.
Yeah, what you remember about your daddy? You need to tell him about what were the mules' names? You said he got them fat as.
Come here. No.
Kate and Rudy.
Kate and Rhodey. Okay, they were his pride, right?
I'm
They were
telling
his
you,
pride.
and his doggy. Nub.
Nub. Oh, that dog, he said it was black as ace of spades. Right?
Yeah, and then a bobtail come about that long, you know. I think, I remember, had a little white streak about that wide under there.
On his
you know.
neck.
Well,
Hay
that thing beats you up.
No,
Well,
And he
it's
was
mean
like,
dog,
yeah.
No.
He wouldn't let anybody come in that yard either.
Right.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, he was a good protector.
Yeah.
And your dad was home then with Selma and Ruth.
Yeah,
Right. That's where they got married.
Because I remember when I used to go up there sometime, well, make long story short, when I stayed with my grandmama,
And you were staying with Nancy Jane.
that's where Jesse lived.
Yeah, right. I heard. So they took over old Charlie Henry.
Yeah. And it's been up there, watch it's been there, but it's all reborn, all
Yeah.
still look like Harlan
That's what
Center.
Selma was saying. They changed it around a whole
Yeah.
bunch.
So,
So you used to live at that house. Right? You used to live at Charlie Henry's house with Nancy Jane.
Yeah.
And Alma lived there too. Okay. And your twin sister
yeah,
Gertie.
all three of them. Yeah. And so, something kind of told me, Daddy, like I said, Daddy used to come by after me when he stayed there at the other place, Big Yellow House.
The big yellow house down there by Planks Landing. Right.
Had that green Chevrolet car. I believe they had I'm not for sure, I believe they had a spare tire on the back. But,
Well, you can see the spare tire on the back. It was like an old roadster. or
yeah.
something.
Tracy, come here.
I think
Put
it
that
was
down.
green color.
Come here.
Anyway, my grandmama, when I stayed with her, had a great big flower garden. So, all the kind of flowers you can think of. I do a lot of work in that field. Just another
Get on the end of the bed.
fenced
You
in.
get up here. Sit down.
And I'd be out there doing something. I had a lot of pecan trees in the yard too.
Wind this down.
Shady berry trees in the back. We used to have picnics back there sometimes, family gatherings. Had a spread table, all that stuff. And I'd be out in the front yard, walk up there, and he'd be on the porch, had a porch all the way around it. He did.
Now this is your daddy's house.
That was grandmama. when she-
Or Charlie Henry's house. Okay.
Had a great big size house, had a porch, but just what's that all the way around it, I used to split wood and everything else, and kept the back porch full of wood, for the old stove and stuff. That's my job too. I do that with my own.
So that was when you were living there. You worked around there and chopped wood.
And feed up the team and all that stuff. Sometimes I go across the road. My uncle, he used to belong to Talmadge, that's grandmama's son. He used to belong to the Masonic Lodge. And he lived right across the street. Right across the road, I call it. The street, same thing. And I go over there and feed up the team and everything for him. Of course, that's where the mules, his mules and things were kept,
Right.
Of course, we had to my grandmama's place, granddaddy's place, and all that. They had a barn, back there that had corn in it and stuff. Too, they had cat houses and stuff like that. And so I was back, I was there working doing something, and I had my daddy in my mind. My grandmama kept pretty good on me, I'd be on the porch sometime, what happened to say? She'd be in the kitchen doing something. She would call me out, call me, Buddy. I said, ma'am, where you at? So what you into? I said, nothing, what y'all what?
And about how old were you then?
About 10, I guess, probably.
Okay. And your daddy was still alive?
Yeah. And so, I saw my uniform porch, which I was. Had my daddy with my own good see him,
Right.
Well, I knew if I did, my twin sister would tell on me, if I would take off or something, she would, she'd squawk on me,
A tattletale.
Yeah, I never did tell on her. So, I said to myself, yeah, I'm going to get you back one of these days. Well, I sat on the phone watching everything. I got tired of sitting up there. I got out there in the flower, looking around the flower bed. And I went to the gate, looked out down the road, I saw this car, I thought it was his. I went to look, I said, that's Daddy. Sitting right, And so, I said, I hope you'll stop, go to the store and get me something, Of course, I always did bring me back something. I didn't go. She said sometimes, the grandma would say, no, said, don't you go out that gate. It's not, I said, who you see? I said, Daddy. I said, well, he'll stop, maybe, come by. And so I didn't go back on the porch. I stayed out there. The car got really close and slowing down. He didn't drive too fast. He knew the car was going kind of slow. I looked around here to see my grandmama. I hope to get that quick nasty. Since I started to finish it out, you know. He stopped, opened the door. Said, "Come on, son." He said, "Go to the store and get you something." I happened to dig picnic sunshine. I didn't know where to go or not because my grandma told my daughter to go out and check. I headed to the door. He said, he always called her Nan, Sis Nan. And she must have been in the house or something or close around. Anyway, the door was already open. I started to get in. And she came there and she took me in the way. She wore glasses too for a long time. What it make a man if I laughed at her. She put her way down here and look over me. And I said, Grandmama said, "No, Daddy wants me to go to the store with him." "Don't you be gone long." I said, "No, I won't go." Because if I say something, she'd take a stick of wood and knock me in the head with it, you know.
And this your grandma Nancy Jane?
She's firm as over what. I didn't give her no trouble for anything, I know of. Anyway, I got in the car. He made sure, didn't have no safety belt like that, you know. He made sure the doors fast and everything was starting there, you know.
Well, didn't you say he smoked a pipe? Your daddy, George?
So, the store wasn't too far from where we lived there. What they call a Hardison service station. There's two of them, one right on the left.
Harlison's? Hardison, okay.
And so got the car, went on down there. We didn't stay too long. And, I don't know if Rufus Silver was there to the house, you know, then or not, but anyway, he might be by himself or they might be going out or something, you know, anyway.
Well, did they marry when you were pretty young?
Yeah.
Ruth born in 1910 and Selma about 1911. And you're born in 24, so they'd be about, well, they would be about 13, 14 years old about that time. Now, if they married about 20 years old, they would have gotten married when you were, say, about 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
So they got married probably before you were too old.
Oh, yeah.
More likely.
And I remember, too, when my grandma was living, my granddad and everything, Charlie Henry, not too far from my uncle, he talking about Jim Harry, tall fella that had on the board one of them killing himself, you know. He used to live in a lane back in the back. Well, I could see from the house, you know. Well, on the other side of that little lane, the lane right across the road from Uncle Tal's house, where Jimmy is at now. Well, there used to be a tobacco barn sitting over there. I forgot the man's name now. Anyway, he used to come by there, he used to chew tobacco for people. Somehow or another, the lightning struck the barn. I think so. The tobacco anyway got burned down anyway. So it's all done away with. And along in that vicinity, Selma, that's when she got married this Barefoot fellow, Leroy Barefoot. He worked at the State Highway Department. And sometimes they move from place to place, you know what might be. And I happened to be out there something one day, north or something. I saw all these stakes, something was coming down the road, you know, towards me. Had these cook cars, I call them, you know, super cars, you know, all lined up with the trailer behind them, you know. I said to myself, what it was like a carnival, of course, a carnival, right? I just had an idea in the moon, it'd be her and him, you know. And so, I wonder how they happened to pick the spot out, what Williams was made. Anyway, they parked all that stuff over on that place where the tobacco barn was, the open field there. That's where they parked the camps and trailers and stuff. You know, had people for all that stuff. I saw the dump truck. And so, that's when they lived in Snow Hill then, you know. They grew up in place to place. And so I had a big apple orchard there too, beside the house. Anything you could think of, apples, peach trees and stuff. I used to work on them things, you know, trim them up and all that. And had a fence around it. And right across there was what they think was parked at. And I hadn't seen someone right there in a while. And she thought she recognized, I didn't know she was over there, you know. So, instead of corner, I jumped over the fence. I backed off, I jumped over the fence, you know.
Now, about how old were you this time?
About probably 11 or 12. Probably.
Okay, so Selma had been married.
So, come find out it was them. She's glad to see me, glad to see her. And she introduced me to him, you know, this, that, and the other. Stayed there for a while, good while on that place. And so, from the end of that, well, they finally got a place built down here. Her oldest son, that put a river line, what they call Jack. And get back to on the grandmother's granddaddy's side, like I talked about when they eat breakfast. He had the gun, you had to take his arm off.
That's Charles Henry.
He had a nub. And he could beat me shucking corn on how in the world he could do it, but he could really...
Even with one hand?
I'm telling you, I mean, as fast as I could, of course I could, you know, his bad for tickling. Shucking corn, put the shucks on one side, separate the shucks. Put the corn on this side.
Travis, come here.
Had an old time of corn shell.
Sit and get a picture of
Crank by hand, and you put the corn down the bottom. It had vinegar and hose in it, and you turn the crank, and you push it down with your hand, and turn it, you know, it had a big box and things hooked
Come
to
here,
it.
honey, get over here so I can see you.
Feed the chickens, the hogs, and what not do.
Scared.
Well, across the street, like I said, my uncle Tal, that's my grandmother's son,
Look here.
oldest son. He's gone quite a lot sometimes. And he's a school teacher from Alabama. Mr. Hodman, he's an Indian.
Try it.
And he got acquainted somehow, though. He wanted to that outfit out. And so it used to be old church house. My uncle, I guess, well, that's my uncle was going to have a church house built in that pasture where Jesse lives at now. But they stayed there for a long time. All was up was framing, mostly was framing. And so I was thinking about, well, what kind of dwelling is that going to be? But I can't see Mr. Hodman. He used to teach school too, Jasper. He's an agriculture teacher. He was tall. And after a while, things got going, this, that, and the other. Everything's all together, you know. So you couldn't find out he moved to that place. I wonder if it become a. And so he used to one time he stayed at a teacher, of course, from the schoolhouse, when the teacher knew part of the building thing.
Right.
He stayed there for a while. But they were good buddies. And of course, my Uncle Tal, he get on the car once in a while. And so did Mr. Hodges, because he's buddy.
Did you flash at me?
And so my granddaddy,
I can't
I
flash.
don't know why, grandmama would always tell him, Charlie, or what did she call him? Said, why do you keep going, why do you keep going over there to, over
Mom,
there
did
to
you
the
flash at
cabinet?
me? Did you flash at me?
So why do you keep going over that cabinet thing, you feed up from the thing? So they said, all they do is sit on the front porch, turn around, said he can get out and feed up once in a while himself, which he could, I reckon. He's kind of, I guess he might go lazy in the way or something, I don't know. But my granddaddy, I guess his son always looked forward, you know, from go and feed up things for
Right,
him.
to help out.
Yeah, well, he would do it.
So he was used to his daddy.
Yeah, right across the road. And my uncle Tal, he's dead now, had goats and stuff. He had a old billy goat. Had a big old international truck. Old time they call it, I don't know why, but he called it Sylvester.
Sylvester.
It was international. Had an old international tractor. Had spikes on it. And
You know the old tires, you know, rubber tires had spikes on the wheels.
had
Okay.
more traction with it. And all everything was in good shape, you know. Of course, we used to get all the sort of thing. Had gas tanks and stuff out the yard for men to come by and put gas in for farm equipment and things, you know. One time there, you could get so much for so much farm work you had, you know, so much you allowed so much. So, granddaddy, he'd go over there and, as usual, well, they knew exactly, because the animals were used to him coming over there. And so they knew, I guess they knew this as well. Of course, I know they didn't know, but in the mind there is,
Travis, come here.
those animals know just about what time for him to come over to feed up. They all come down to the back gate and stand there and look over towards the house, waiting for him. And they couldn't hold the gate for all those animals, you know. Especially that big guy. He's not mean. My granddaddy made him mean. And I couldn't go there too much unless I went with him for the goat and bucket, you know. And
This is over at town just now. He had all the goats and stuff, right?
chicken and thing, you know, guinea hen, turkey. You know.
I mean, a lot of animals.
Yeah. Go back to how I grown, I guess. Anyway, my granddaddy went over there. He said, he always
Don't mess with stuff.
sometimes he called him a buck. I don't know why.
Now, I was called buckwheat.
Yeah.
Now, that reminds me of sent Kathy, my sister, called, this meant I think catfish, and I was buckwheat. Now, this is when I was little. Now, it's this vague memory of it. But I remember Kathy being catfish and me being buckwheat. Maybe that buck is short for buckwheat.
I probably.
Maybe.
Sometimes, a lot of them down who would call me that, you know. And so, I go
That might even come back from Nancy Jane's time. I mean, me being buckwheat.
more like
Maybe.
And so, I go there with, you know, I don't want to, it was amazing looking, you know, wagging the tail and everything, no goat, he'd right up, because my granddaddy before he opened the gate, poor thing, the goat would right up at me, you know, shake his head.
So he had messed with him quite a bit, made him mean, right?
And there's another little gate not too far from the big one on this side. I could go there too, but he could get to me there and there too, you know. You know, big place. They had no petition to it, nothing like that. So I didn't want to go there or not. Granddaddy said, he's not going to bother you, buddy. So I said, all right. So he went in first. And they got to follow him. He walking on, and he said, they'll follow me. He walked on toward the, you know, the place to feed up, all right behind him. Look pretty. So I was lagging a little bit behind, you know. I didn't know which way to go. I said, well, if I run, he'll have to get after me. So I went on good. Look around, you know. But then I forgot what the name was. They get about the goatee and pulling those little rags, you know.
He messed with him mean, didn't he?
Yeah.
Made him mean.
Well, actually, I got around these buildings, you know, in the back, where the corn's going, all that stuff was there. Hay and oats and stuff, you know. Mules out there. Got a big place in the pasture land and all. And they knew it was time for me to feed up. And once in a while, one of the nanny goats come down there, you know, a curiosity, I reckon, make a circle, you know, go up behind. So maybe she was bothering already. But don't Billy goat, he's watching, you see. You know, short right here, had a keen eye on him, you know. And so we got to the corn barn, we had a log corn barn and everything, had a place up the state, had oats and wheat and stuff. And the stables weren't too far from the barn. And where the barn was built, had a long shed. You had the tobacco sticks piled all up, you know, rolled up. I always tended to that too, you know. And so he opened the corn barn and everything like that. And the Billy goat hopped down in there too. And Granddaddy, he fixed to sit down, you know, fixing the corn. The goat sitting right beside of him. And he hit out. I hadn't gotten there yet. I was outside the barn. I didn't want to go there or not. Well, the rest of them, they kind of mingled away. Some would go over the way, some that way. But he was in the barn with Granddaddy.
Billy goat.
Mm-hmm. It had mortar in the back wall was huge. It had mortar between them, you know. And some of the mortar had come out.
Right.
And I could see through there. And the goat saw me, you know. Got up, shaking his head. I forgot what Granddaddy called him. Anyway, a mean rascal. And after a while, he had to jump out that house to get out of the barn. Well, there I was. They got a little shed back there. I couldn't get nowhere. So I got those little big bucket things I had fixed, wrapped up.
Big long sticks?
Yeah, right there in the all brain stuff, kind of scared too. Like he was eating grass, you know. But he watching all the time. He'd take little sticks. I didn't say a word. I'm scared. You know. Kept on following. After a while, I said, "Look, you go around the back, so then I go inside." After a while, he took a notion. He went around the barn. I went in the barn, you know, with the Granddaddy. sitting on the other side of the hill. He said, oh yeah, I think they call him Bill. Anyway, he said, what do you think of Bill? I said, the Billy Goat? He said, yeah. He said, he's my boy. I said, he a butcher too, won't he? Well, he's a little rough. He laughed, you know. He said, I bet you one thing you can't do. I said, I don't know. I said, I'm not going to try. I said, what, the goat? I said, no. He said, a lot of people don't believe it. He said, but if I was a betting man and want to win some money, I could bet them I could take the billy goat. He had a horn and everything, you know. I could take a billy goat and everything and put his nose on the ground, rub his nose in the dirt, which is hard to do. And Duffy couldn't do it. He had but one hand, too. He could do it. I didn't believe it. He showed me. But that thing would chase all over the yard. You get angry. So that old big old truck they have there, I was only about the same age, I guess. He wasn't quite under the shed, like he's around the back. Had a body on it and everything. I used to sometimes drive it out of country class. Some of these street peoples would like go for hay rides or that, you know. I'd go along and pick them up like that. I was a driver. Before that, I wanted to learn more about how to operate that thing. You see, it had what they call a jump boat gear. It had 4 gears, and the long stick, all kinds of stuff there, you know. I didn't want to get on the wrong one, you know, upset something. So I looked around, I could tell he'd gone to the meeting, I reckon, or something. And Bessie, that was that daughter, you know, before he married her. There's an old Dodge car. She couldn't drive either. But anyway, this Mr. Hodnett, that country man, he'd come by and pick Uncle Tal up. They'd go to Greensboro or somewhere or another, you know, some kind of meeting. All dressed up to kill. And Aunt Bessie would be there by herself sometime, or Jane, she might be there or something. If it was boyfriend, sometimes he'd be there. Anyway, I went over there to see that. Aunt Bessie, she be on the front porch. She said, she called, she big and fat one. Called said, Buddy. I said, I'll be right over, Aunt Bessie. I knew what she was going to time to feed up there. She couldn't hardly get around.
This is Bessie Doherty, right? Married him. Okay.
So I said, I'll be over directly, Aunt Bessie. Grandmother said, is that Bessie calling you? I said, yeah, it was. So, the car was sitting there in the yard. The town was going to summer for her.
Ready, set,
And she told me she always wanted to learn how to drive, you know. Jessie could drive, Jane could too, I think. Anyway, it took turns, you know.
Just let it rest.
Big yard, but I told her, hey, Bessie, I said, don't get out here on the road with that thing. I said, you don't know how to drive? I said, pick a spot like you want to go and try. I don't know what, she always called Uncle Tal Talmy. Said,
Yeah, that was his given name, right? Talmy.
Said, I don't know what Talmy was about, said. I said, try to put it back in the same spot you got it. Or you brush the tracks out. I laughed. Of course, she's big, heavy, and fat. She weighed over 200 pounds already. And so I wasn't getting away, no, God. I was away from it, you know. I didn't know, was you going back in the gate or what you going to do? And I showed her, different gears stuff and what to do, you know. Finally, well, I can't get it started. She might run the batteries down. And I said, let it sit still a little bit, the battery builder. So I finally got things under control. She got on the wheel. I don't know how the water got under that, but the steering wheel was hitting her stomach when she was big and fat. She couldn't turn the wheel. I said, Aunt Bessie, I said, will it move back? Well, it's supposed to. Well, I couldn't find a button to make it back. That's why I kept looking. I found a little button. I said, maybe this is it. There's a livery pull. She got out then. Of course, I couldn't have moved it nowhere. Pulled that button back. She said, well, that's far enough back, I think. And it was all right, you know. She knew about that far from the stomach.
So you had to back the seat up a little bit.
So she got on that thing, got it started. It was old Tommy Dart. I forgot what model it was, a year. Anyway, there wasn't too much traffic on the road, but it was enough. I thought it was a whole lot best for her not to get out there in that traffic, you know. Once in a while a car come by, very seldom, but I told her the best way to do is have plenty of yard space, go in the yard, or around the house, anywhere. So that's how she learned how to drive that. She learned it herself.
Mm.
And when I stayed with my granddaddy, this fellow Cox, his name was Wayland Cox. Oh, he's still living in that's Aunt Leon Cox, and what they call Aunt Dinks, one of her boys. Told his grandmama, that was my grandmama too, said, Grandmammy, said, won't you buy Buddy a car? He said, I don't know why I get a good one. She didn't like driving too much. But Uncle Charlie always taking her, where she wanted to go and this, that, and the other. And when Bessie learned how to drive, sometimes she'd take her to the market, something like that. Well, that's how I wanted to run. So she finally made her mind up. Of course, my cousin, she done what he said, pretty much, and she listened to him more reasonably in a way. He said, when I come down here again, he said, I'll bring it down. He said, I'm going to drive it out here and show you. He said, you will like it. He said, she said, all right. Well, how much is it? I forgot now, it won't too much. It's a pretty thing, a Ford. Spike wheels, or what you want to call it, all dressed up, black color, red wheels, I think, or something. Well, before that, she did find somehow or another, got a 39 Ford. And the way I learned how to drive it and everything, in the backyard back there where the old house used to be, which is redecorated now, big barn, like the corn barn and stuff, cow stable and stuff.
Cindy, let's go ahead and check out. We'll just leave it.
Just turn the key in.
Let's get out there before noon.
And then do what?
Let's just come back up here and we'll leave.
Okay.
And
Come on, kids. Let's go downstairs for just a
so
minute.
the way I learned how to drive that, I learned myself.
I don't want to go downstairs.
You taught your own self how to drive?
Quickly.
Before I started motor like that,
Hurry, Tracy, hurry.
I figured the
Get
gears
shoes
out.
on.
You know, some of them
Going downstairs.
nowadays
turn
they
our
got
key.
the number stuff on the shift,
Right.
But this didn't have any order. I had to figure it out.
Was it on the floor?
And so I thought I started
The key to the
started
room
to,
service.
had clutch in.
Turn it in because we got a
I
leak.
pushed it just a little bit, let clutch just a little bit, see where you would
Which
go,
way you gonna go?
and go back. That's reverse. Push the clutch back a little further, try it, forward.
Mommy, can we swim?
So I finally learned myself how to do that. Just on my own.
That's good.
Yeah. Yes, I'm telling you. Yeah, down on the back of the farm, just not the other. Look about them sand lugs right on the ground.
Oh yeah, sand lugs. I remember them old nasty hot mess.
Boy.
Come on, Travis.
Make your back hurt.
Mm.
Come on,
And
Travis.
you never know what time you're going to put your hand on the snake.
Oh yeah,
Good gracious.
I know that. We beat a mini steak with the tobacco rounds off the back of a truck.
Right.
Now I worked around some with the mules pulling the trailer, but mostly it's around tractors.
Yeah.
And the rounds that you would put around the trailer to hold the burlap bag up, put it back in, we'd take that off and beat many a snake to death.
And sometimes you take a mule, hook up to the back of the truck. They have what they call truck rows,
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what we do with the tractor. We had the truck rows.
But some, just depends how the back, just depends how the field goes, Some of them want some, sometimes every other year, they rotate, they take the clutch. Sometimes the field is this way, they'll run those this way, sometimes they run across.
The other way.
And these sand lugs, the leaves are so wide, full of sand, all that stuff.
Oh
They
yeah,
stretch yourself
nasty.
to death. And we get ready to get all that gum all over you. And everything. The more you rub your eyes, the worse it gets.
Sting your eyes.
Sometimes take a mule hooked up to the back of the truck. But I always love to get away from the back of the truck, because the swingler tree, when the chain's hooked to the thing, the mule pulls the truck. In the long run, if the leaves are wide, or if you have the sand lugs and the leaves above it, that swingler tree or trace was going to break them other leaves off, you see, going to the back. I always get a little ways off from about 2 rows from the truck. And sometimes be down, come back like for one, sweat like on the wall, I couldn't hardly see. And the leaves be wide. I thought I saw something move, black snake or some kind of whatever it might be. Well, hear the vibration or probably something, wondering if he's under there hiding right in the sun or something. Go out to another road. And sometimes the mules sometimes run away. Sometimes watch them. If the snake's close by, some of them they have to hit any there. I used to be one down home. I was down there now. His name was Bill. He'd watch out for snakes. He run away, he carried the back of the look at everything else. Yeah. He done me that way one time. And so the very tip of the tobacco stalk, the very last, what they call it?
The tips.
Tips.
Yeah.
Pulling. And I did all that kind of work, but now they've got these machines,
Oh yeah.
harvesters. Takes away a lot of that extra work.
Yeah, I've ridden on a harvester where you seal, you do crop the tobacco, but you're riding underneath it.
Yeah.
But I worked also, with the mules. You're on your feet and doing it, and I've walked with the tractor too.
Yeah. And these are what's called tobacco harvesters.
Harvesters, yeah.
They got some of them got a platform up above.
Yeah, and people they loop the tobacco
Yeah.
up top.
But you got to be very careful. I've worked on one. I think I worked once or twice on one. But you don't watch yourself when you down there sitting in the seat, get your seats elevated just right, and you are pulling the tobacco off, and that chain continues like a conveyor belt coming down. Got little fingers in, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't watch it, to cut your fingers
Oh
off
yeah, it'll
too.
get you. I think I've seen a couple people get their fingers nicked. I've never seen anybody get it cut off.
I know ain't
But I
Bess's-
know I was careful.
I know Aunt Bess's daughter, this daughter woman was my Uncle Tal.
Mm-hmm.
She had a son named, she had two. One named Johnny and one named Clyde. They both did that, I think now. But anyway, Johnny had a big, they both on these old farm. He had a wheat machine, I believe, a wheat thrasher or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he drinks a whole lot. He had big and heavy set fella. And somehow or another, he got his hand on what he's doing to it and cut all of his fingers off
Good.
in that machine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And a thrasher.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know what he's doing, something
There's
to
some
it.
bad accidents happening with
Yeah.
machinery.
Well, same thing happened. A lot of people, you'd be surprised, on lawnmowers and stuff, they do that too.
Oh yeah, I've been scared of lawnmowers. I know you can catch your feet up. That's why they got those things now. You let it go and it'll turn it off.
Right.
It's got some little special
Break
handle
on-
on there.
mhm. Those
Yes, we got
things,
on our lawnmowers.
you take a lawnmower, when it's turning and everything, in good condition and everything, that blade is turning about 25,000 RPM.
Fast enough to cut you to pieces.
Right, it
You
is.
cut it off and not even know it.
Right.
Cut your leg. And I've been afraid of that. I've done some stupid things with lawnmowers. Be mowing up a hill, and pulling it back. And if I was to slip, my foot
Oh,
would be gone.
boy.
It would be bad.
It's always best polished. I don't care if I'm working on it or what. No matter. Always undo the spark plug.
Oh yeah.
Or you take the plug out. If I don't do that, I take the wire off and pull it out of the way. Cause if it's that far from it, it'll make a spark. If the plug's in it good, and it could catch up. See.
Yeah, if you've been there messing with it, you
Right.
can turn on too. Right. So anyway, you remember your granddaddy Charlie Henry Weatherington, right? You don't remember that much about your dad
Not
because
too
he
much.
died. More or less, you stayed with Nancy Jane and Alma, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you remember about Alma?
Well, she's deaf and dumb. She's a good-hearted woman. That was my mama's sister,
Nancy Jane's
And she
sister.
also had another sister named Debbie
Okay, I didn't know that one.
Hardison.
Okay, she married a Hardison.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because this is Nancy Jane Herring. Her sister was Alma, and then she had Jim and Jake as brothers.
Yeah, and then her other sister's name was Deb.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know that one. I hadn't
Uh-huh.
heard about that.
I always called her Aunt Deb.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them, sometimes my grandmama, sometimes I used to go shopping with her, sometimes she delivered everything down home. Aunt Deb sometimes would come to the house, visit, not too far from each other. Well, she married her husband's name was Lube Hardison.
Lube Hardison. Okay, that's how she became a Hardison.
Uh-huh. And a lot of them would think, they see my grandmama in town with me, something like that, Well, how you, Miss Hardison? They think it's Aunt Deb, it'd be my grandmama. They thought they were twins, they looked just alike.
What, so Nancy Jane and Deb look a lot alike?
Yeah, a lot of people thought they were twins. Grandmama laughed because of Ray I said, I'm not Deb, said I'm a Nan. She laughed. Yeah.
Okay, you ever seen a picture of your mom?
Mm-mm.
You ever seen a picture of your mama?
Sure have.
Now, I would think she looked like Selma and Ruth and your twin sister Gertrude. I would think so, I reckon.
Yeah.
Now,
Well-
did you see a resemblance between her mama Nancy Jane and your twin sister Gertrude or
Yeah,
Selma and them?
yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
probably what your mama looked like. Then.
Uh-huh.
I wish we had a picture of her.
Well, now I have heard from Selma and Ruth too that I'm just like my daddy, and they are like my mama.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
So
that.
you look like your daddy, right,
Yeah.
George Travis?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I think I resemble you quite a bit.
Yeah.
So more or less, like and if more or less, I would resemble my granddaddy too. Then to be your daddy.
Yeah.
See, what I'd like to do, if I could find someone, I understand this. Ruth married, but she is married up around. She's living up around Portsmouth,
Uh-huh.
and she's supposed to have a good picture of your daddy when he was a young man. And I'd like to, get a hold of that, at least
Yeah.
a copy of it, which would be nice. And I'm sure you'd like to have
Oh
one.
boy,
Okay, that's your daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be nice if we could get a hold of a picture of your mama too.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna check on that when I get down there. Maybe Jessie
Uh-huh.
might have some pictures, because that's gonna be on her side of the family right there, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get some pictures together.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nancy Jane, her sister was Alma, Jim, Jake, and Deb. Now I don't know what order they were born in,
Well, I don't either. Sure do.
but Nancy was probably one of the. I know she was born in 1872. Now it was Alma young with her. Was she born deaf and dumb, or did something happen to her?
I heard that she was,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard my grandmama say that she used to go to school, what they call, I think, Morganton, North Carolina.
Morgan, that's where my wife's mother and father live right now.
Yeah.
At golly, what's the name of the place? Broughton? And that's a place for the deaf and dumb.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember it now. My wife would know it right now.
And grandma told me that she used to go there to this school. I forgot what she said her teacher's name was. Anyway, I think somehow or another, her teacher died, or someone who was a band teacher or a woman. Anyway, that
Yeah, you go ahead and talk. I'll get this door right quick.
that passed away, and she never did go back.
Well, that was Alma.
Mm-hmm.
She came back to live with Nancy Jane, right? While Charlie Henry was alive.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break right now. Okay.
No, when I was there last time, all this stuff here, all these pools, they wasn't here. I don't know what they're for. Flag pools, I guess.
Looks like they might run a bunch of flags up there.
Something. Anyway, well, I think sometimes they have, well, I don't know, yacht races, and it's not regular. Sometimes comes by different ships and all that stuff. Could be.
It feels nice out here.
Mm-hmm. What running thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you were living with Nancy Jane when I was born, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there when Kathy was born too? My sister?
Oh, let's see. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But y'all moved out. See, Nancy Jane was still living.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all moved into a place of your own.
I think that's where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was born in. Was I born in Kinston? It's got me down as Lenore County. on my birth
Yeah,
certificate.
that's in Kinston.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So that's where Jean had me, right?
It's
in
a
Kinston.
Lenore County.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So she had me in Kinston.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, right. As I know.
Hey, what do you remember about me as a child?
Well, in a way, not too much, but in a way, I always feel that I hope somewhere or another that we could stay together and not be split up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I took a lot of interest in a lot of things, and a lot of things I went anyway with just the opposite, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So she always wanted to be able to go, always, wanted to travel a whole lot, this, that, and the other.
That was my mother, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And I was more likely a homeboy myself. You know, I never did like to I've traveled some, but that's a long time ago. But I always been a homeboy. I always wanted to. When I always heard charity begins at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I always like to be close out of home anyway. You know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a homebody myself.
And when I be there working sometime, like I said, that little man named Snyder West. Had a lot of hogs and stuff. I looked after them for him. Said he even saw me win. They didn't have much of a little place. I think the front of the house for that, the back and stuff, you know. They worked for him too. And lots of times, he said she'd come by and get Jean. And I wish he'd go to the house where she's living. Or what? I don't know exactly. Anyway, I want Jean to be there to help me, you know, a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In the back and this, that, and the other. But she would, and she wanted to go. I said, I wanted to keep you there, you know, with me.
Mm-hmm.
Take you along with her and everything. I'd be there by myself, you see.
Mm-hmm. No, you. This was where? You were where?
That was in No, but that in Dover.
Mm-hmm.
Little house sits.
Now y'all were living together. Y'all weren't living with anybody else. It was just you, my mom, and me,
Yeah.
and Kathy.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe was Kathy born yet?
So I don't think so.
Okay.
And so I didn't want to be by myself all the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now who was Snyder West? That's somebody you live close to?
hmm
Is that somebody y'all live close to, Snyder West?
I don't know where he lived at, but either way, he said that's his house. I wouldn't have got married or what.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of his set for us. And, I don't know, but by appearance and everything, or his brother, I think he's kind of a alcoholic too, or something. You know, his face all red all the time. Kind of
Yeah.
his set for us. And he come out there and sometimes talk around, look around, wonder how things were going along and all. I told him all right, which in the way it wasn't, but he wasn't telling you know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And said, you need no money? He would. I said, no. I said, you all right. Which I had a little bit. I helped you all I could, you know. And so Mama's come back to him. I would have went to where they lived at, you know, and everything.
Did you turn her mama would come and get her? Essie would come get her?
Yeah, a whole lot of times. I'd be in the pack house there, busy, taking on tobacco, I was sorting out different things or what it might be.
And this was close to the house?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Were you working for somebody else, or did you have a little place of your own that you had there? Or?
No, I was working for this other fellow, you know. He said he wanted somebody to house.
And that was Snyder West?
Yeah,
Okay.
the house had been vacant for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So he owned that house and y'all moved in there?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
And he wanted someone that he could trust, depending on, you know, wouldn't turn up nothing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the way it went.
So I was raised there. That was after y'all moved out. How long was I at Nancy Jane? How long after I was born did y'all move away from Nancy Jane's house? I mean, yeah, Nancy Jane Herring, or Weatherington, Charlie's wife. How long was I there at that house?
Not too long.
Not too long.
I think
So I was a small baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mama told me I was there at that house, but I was there, but I don't know how long.
Yeah, well, it wasn't too long. I
So,
think exactly.
did we move out? Did y'all move out before Kathy was born?
Yeah.
Okay, then I was less than a couple of years old.
So,
She moved to Snyder's house, which is
So-
closer to Dover.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got to thinking, why in the world that her mama wanted to come up there, well, not every day, but mostly every day. And she and Jean always go off, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and always took you with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I could be wrong, I could be right, but I thought in a way that Jean probably thought I might hurt you or something. I don't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey, we
I
saw
went by myself for a long. I stayed by myself for a long time. After a while, she moved out, and went to her mama's and stayed.
I
Okay.
see a shark in
So after
there.
she left you and she went to live with Essie.
Yeah.
And that was after Kathy was born.
Yeah, I think it was. So I stayed down myself for a right good while. And
But now, what do you remember about me though when I was around you?
well, I liked you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was your son.
Yeah, I wanted you to be with me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Well, do you
was-
remember anything I did as a child or anything? Because I don't have many memories as a small child for whatever
Well,
reason.
we played together, and sometimes I'd take you out there in the little place that had the back and stuff in there, you know. I'd take you out there sometimes. Like if she had to be there. Like fixing the milk bottle or something, what have you know, and I'd call out and told her she needed any help or what, you know. And the nurse says she's all right. And during all the time, I didn't know what to think. Then I thought, well, that she must be able to go back to her mama or something. I don't know what's wrong. See? I didn't say anything. I was easy going anyway.
Well, you remember me though. You remember taking me out to the back of the barn,
Yeah.
just messing around.
Out in the yard. And whether she'd call you, you know.
Do you remember the first words I said or anything? You remember me talking at all? Did I talk yet?
Yeah, your daddy.
Daddy? That was, I called you Daddy then, right?
And motion to do toys and stuff to play with and all.
Was I a good baby?
Yeah. Didn't give a bit of trouble. Right.
I wasn't too fussy or cry a whole bunch?
So, I was still working, you know. And I had to, kind of the bridge I really wanted to, well, it just wasn't enough for one car truck, you know, or, you know, like this.
Like a one-lane bridge, right?
Yeah, to go over, you know. It wasn't too much for rides to it. And if anybody come down the car thing, see, I could I could, I wanted the boards already made a little squiggle. I could hear it, And I figured somebody was coming up.
Mm-hmm. So to get to your house, they had to go over a one-lane bridge?
Yeah, little rise like.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be her.
That'd be Essie.
Sometime I'd be in there where Jean was at, or talking, or what it might be. And she sat out in the car for a while, wouldn't come in.
Mm-hmm.
I said, your mama's out there. Oh, she is? I said, yeah. I said, she wants to come on in. I said, she knows she welcome. But she was. Sat out there, and she said, and I went to the door, I said, come on in. No, I ain't got time, this and that and the other, I didn't say why, just like that. Is Jean home? I said, yes, she's home. Tell her I'd like to speak to her in a minute. I said, all right. Well, I didn't know what that was about, still don't know. And so, said she wouldn't be gone long, this and that and the other. And I said, well, leave Brother here with me. I said, everything will be all right. No, I'm going to take her with me. Well,
But this was Essie talking.
And so we were pitching around there, walking around a little bit. So first thing I knew, Jean grabbed you up and in the car and he went. It was a long time for you. And sometimes wouldn't even come back at night or nothing,
Mm-hmm. Might be gone a few days.
Yeah, right. Well, I got thinking, what in the world was going wrong? What was wrong? I know I had treated her wrong. I tried best I could by her, help it the way I could. And so she didn't ever say she was going back to stay with her mama. I didn't say nothing about it either. So I just let it, go on,
You want a muffin? Need some milk?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes. Okay.
Here's your little glass of milk.
Oh, thank you.
Here's your muffin, a blueberry
you.
muffin.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Look at that big ship boat. See it? Hear that motor in it? This is diesel.
It's like a fishing boat or a yacht or something, isn't it?
Yeah, So, I just said to her one time, she got angry at me a while. Anyway, I said, Jean said, how long will you be gone? I said, you stay gone more than you home. Well, she did. Her mom was already come up there, I wonder what. I could never figure it out. And so, I didn't ask her where she went or where she been, this and that,
Now, I was old. How old then? This before Kathy was born? Okay, so I was youngin'. I mean, she's born about a year and a half after I was, I believe.
And so,
Maybe a year and a couple of months.
So
I was less than about a year, maybe a year old.
And so something kind of told me I didn't have too much to do. I was there by myself, Well, I got through what I was doing, but the man owned the house and everything said, now you take your time now. He said, you're older back in the hand, so you know more about what. He didn't know a thing about it nowhere, And he just thought he'd raise him a little tobacco or something on the side. He said, you know what you do, so I got to tell you what to do. He said, you know what to sort out, what not to sort out, which I did, of course. Had the tobacco stacked up there and thing, like I wanted it. And sometimes, before doing much, I'd go out there and tie it up, bunch it up and tie it up, all that stuff, by myself. Night and day. I said, go. Well, I didn't worry too much, no way, but that worried me some. And I couldn't think what was going on. So I didn't say anything to her. It went on for a good while. And I kept noticing that things in the house weren't exactly where they're at, They'd be moved, this, that, and the other.
Were they gone completely or just been moved?
Oh, eventually, all gone, all
Okay.
out, I said, there they go. I said, what in the world? I said, I'm married to her, to Jean, not to her mama. But sometimes like that, in a way, it seems like you're married to the whole family.
Yeah.
And that's what I told her.
And sometimes you marry into a family.
And that's what I told her. And that might make her mad, I don't know.
You told Jean that?
Yeah, I said, Jean, I don't mean no harm or like that. I said, but I married you. I said, I'm married to you. I'm not married to your mama. She kind of shrugged her shoulders.
So Essie came over, was that not long after y'all moved into that house?
Hadn't been there too long.
And then Essie started coming over getting Jean and taking
me.
me.
And eventually, moved everything out and all. And once in a while, Jimmy come over that car by himself. I don't know how that doing. I told her, all right. And I didn't ask her why she moved out of that. I thought somebody should come out, call and tell me something. She never did. So I said to myself, I sat by myself, and I said, well, I got plenty of time to get this tied up anyway. So something kind of told me to go up to that store, you know, that little place talking about, you know.
Place where she used to work a little bit?
So I didn't know when Mama got her a job there, how I worked out. Anyway, I walked around and everything, but during time, in between time, I went to the house, I didn't see her, I didn't see nobody nowhere.
Now, is that your house or Essie's house?
Yes, I have.
Was that between Dover and Newbern? That same old house there, right? The old red house?
Yeah.
Red shingle house.
And so I said to myself, well, I've never been to that little place, you know, talking about, you know, that store thing. I grew up in the car, I've never been there, you know, I seen it passing by, you know, and all, you know. I decided I'd go there and get me. I forgot it was now a drink or something. Anyway, it kind of stunned me the way she was in there, you know.
So she wasn't there?
Yeah, wasn't there. I didn't say a word. I really thought I was going to say something, but I didn't. I let her stay for a few minutes, and I thanked her and come on back. And she didn't just say what time she'd be back, or nothing like that, you know. So that's the way it was. So eventually that's the way it wound up. Oh boy. Yeah. It's amazing how things turn out that way sometimes.
Yeah, see, she ended up moving out more or less, right?
And I hadn't been in the man's house no time, hardly. You know, the man, you know, he's kind of that thing, not charging the rent or nothing, you know. Just move there and just look after the place, you know, for him and all.
Right.
He said he used to have some people live there that things did, but he couldn't trust them. They would tear up this and that and the other.
Okay, this was Snyder. What was his first name?
His last name was West, W-E-S-T, West.
Snyder West. Okay,
Snyder
that's
West.
it. That's it.
I don't know where he's still living, and he was pretty well up in age.
Was this in the town of Dover itself? Was it right in Dover?
No, it was on the outskirts of Dover.
Towards Essie's house? Or towards Fort Barnwell side of it?
He was
it north of Dover, kind of?
It was on this side of Essie's house, I think. Yeah, up in the lane line.
So it was between Essie's house and that grill?
Yeah,
Okay.
A little ways back, you know. Yeah.
So there's a housing development back in there now.
Oh, yeah.
On the right, say if you were to leave Essie's house, which was the railroad track run here.
Yeah.
Here was the road, and here was Essie's house. Go down here, and here would be the road wind off, and there'd be that grill here.
Yeah.
There's a housing development back over here. Was it on back over this way, towards the right? They all live? Say if you were to leave Essie's house and head towards Dover, before you got to Dover, would you turn off the road and get to your house?
Yeah.
Okay, would you turn right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's probably that housing development area back in there now, because it's probably. Was there a lot of houses there that Snyder man owned?
No,
That was the
that's the
only
only
house?
one I know of.
Okay.
But I did hear that he had some more, but I don't know where.
Was there any houses close to your house?
No.
Okay, so it was an isolated area. And now it's probably that house is probably torn down.
Probably.
They built in a housing development, I believe.
Oh yeah.
So that was back when I was very young. I was a small baby.
Right.
Yeah, let me get that paper
I know I'm biting your front.
Yeah, I know. I've done the same thing many times. Biting, and it looks good to eat.
Yeah. Well, they got pigeons over here too.
Yeah, they're nice. Throw some of this crumb. Here you go, pigeon.
Down home a long time ago, my cousin, I guess he's still living, he raised pigeons and sold what are called squabs. He'd sell them, you know.
I don't mean to scare you now.
They came to a dove, I believe.
Yeah, they look like it. They're pretty.
Got pink feet or something, the way we call it. Yeah. Now, I wish them any time what in the world did I do wrong or what was what. I wish it never happened, you know. I didn't want it to happen nowhere. I didn't want to get divorced and nothing like that because I've been married one time, you know. Even that first time. And then the first wife, get back to that. I used to, like I said, I used to work at Tokus, Maine, the VA center, you know.
Is it Tobias?
Tokus.
Tokus. T-O-K-A-S, something like that?
T-O-G-A-S.
Togus, T-O-G-A-S,
That's
okay.
the VA hospital too. And the place I stayed to there, well, it didn't take too long to walk to work. I could see, well, you can about see the VA center from where I was at.
Now the Haneys were from close around there.
They live a regular ways from there.
But that's where you were living with Margaret, right?
And the man that owned the place and all, I think he was a painter, not for sure. His name was Willette. His first name was George. His wife's name was Helen. Nice people. The Frenchman. And the house was vacant for a long time, so I didn't want to. When I was staying upstairs and everything, you were the only family, you know, downstairs, and you know, family reunion, I call it. And Mr. Haney, he was so crabby and everything, nothing suited to him, I don't know why. Anyhow, I worked my butt off, said, well, say for him, you know, no appreciation in that. He poked fun at me, you know, said about Carolina and all that stuff.
Make fun of Carolina?
I didn't say anything, but I didn't like it too much.
Yeah, a lot of people, they look down at North Carolina, they shouldn't, because they don't know the folks.
And so, he was a Yankee, see.
Especially northern.
So, I got along with his wife just fine, Susan. She's a nice person. She couldn't get along with him either. Yeah, he faithful thing. And so I told Margaret one time. I said, Margaret, I'll see if I can get a. No, I said this way. I said, how far is the VA center from here? Which I knew I didn't want to see what she going to say. What's a long ways from here? Which I knew it was so-called the man already investigated. The man that owned the place told me all about it. Nice person. I said, thank you, Mr. George. He said, I know you're a good fellow and everything. He said, everything's all right. He said, you stay here as long as you want to stay. He didn't care a thing about Margaret's daddy, you know, the thing called, he had a kind of a Ford like, I forgot. He's a late model. And the road was kind of rough anyway back in that lane where we used to live at. There's snow plows going night and day. And you couldn't
a lot of snow up there,
Yeah, I'm telling you, no fences. And sometimes the milk wagon couldn't hardly get in the driveway. Anyway, Margaret decided, well, I said, honey, I said, the best thing for you to do is, if you can, is get off to ourselves. Yeah, it would be. But her daddy upheld a lot of stuff. She would follow his orders more than she would her mama. Her mama was just the opposite. And so I guess Margaret's mother already talked to her about it too. I'd be out there in the barn milking the cows, cleaning up, and what might have you. And Reckley, DB, out there in the yard. He had some horses. I've got the name now. Cruel, I don't know what, beat his horses and anything, pop blasted, anything he had. And the girls and the boys too, he'd get after them too.
He was a mean old man.
He was. I said to myself, I'm going to stay if I can help it. I said, I think I can find something better than this. I'm going to try to. That's some of that business, Mr. Willette. So he didn't charge me the house, so I stayed there for a good while. I could walk to the ceiling, you know. I worked over there. Well, the thing went along smooth for a while. And so one evening I come back from work, walking back, and it's kind of you have to go down a little steep, like then come up a little hill, you know, like, to get to the house. Then you got another sharp, like you about an S-turn to go in the driveway. Mr. Willette, he lived, so I say the holler just at the wall there, his house. I said to myself, oh, look, I knew his car was, but what was he doing up here? He was dead. By himself. Had false teeth about 4 hours now. Chopping his teeth, you know. I was sitting there, and so he didn't get out of the car, he was sitting there. So he decided, I guess, didn't know where to sit in the driveway or back outside the road. There wasn't much parking place nowhere. So Mr. Willette, he had a white pickup truck. So he parked there, you know, his regular place. Well, Mr. Haney, he's still sitting in the car there, and he wouldn't get out. Well, I had to be on the porch, sitting down on the swing. And so between time, Margaret, she was still there with them, you know. And I was there by myself getting things straight, waiting for intended for to move on out. He sits there. I didn't see that. I saw on the front porch. Mr. Willett, he spotted it. He was sitting on his front porch. Mr. Haney sitting there like he owned the place, you know. Kept on looking at me. I kept looking at him. I didn't say what he said. Reckon Mr. Willett, the man owned the place, mother said, yes, he said, what do you want? She said, you want to see George? Well, my name's George. His name is George too. Yeah. I felt like he's a hateful thing. Talks snatches to me, everything, and cuts it short. He said, well, if you want to talk to him, so he's over on the front porch. So you see him sitting up there. He said, I don't like your looks no how. He said, how about get out of my driveway and park down the hill somewhere.
This Mr. Willett said this.
Yeah, says to him, you know. It kind of tickled me in a way because he's crabby. He'll hit you with anything. You get a hands on him. A tire iron, anything. And so he, then I must say he backed all right slow. And I thought he was going to turn around and go back to, Waterville. So he backed up down the hill and everything. And the hill was kind of slanting back. I didn't know whether it had his emergency brake on or what, because out there, if you don't turn the wheel just right to the curb, the car will get away from you. But he finally got situated. I guess he decided he'd stay for a while or something. He wanted to start an argument. I know what it was, but over what, I don't know. And so on his wife told him that it'd be the best for I and Margaret to move out, or he figured probably that or what. Anyway, come over there. He still didn't get out in the car, sit there. I said to myself, you sitting all night, you want to. I said, I'm not going to get out and go where you at. I said, here's where I'm at. Sit there, and that's why he decided to get out and come in. He'd get out, come on in. And before that, though, I went in the house to do something, to come back out. He was standing on the porch there, leaning up on the rail. How you doing, son? I said, so. Hot, ain't it? I said, yeah. I figured what he was up to in a way, but I didn't say anything to him about it. He said, he always called Margaret Marker, I don't know why. He said, how you and Marker doing? I said, all right, I hope. He said, I heard you moving out. I said, yeah. I said, I think it's a lot better if you can to get off to themselves. Anybody, if they can better themselves. Don't you like it where you're at, where I'm at? Am I working too hard? All that stuff, you know. I said, no. He said, I see you don't know much about dairy farming, do you? I said, no, not too much. I said, willing to learn. Well, you ain't got to move. I made my mind up. Yeah, I'm not going to stay here. So eventually, we moved on out. After a while, I had a car during that time. She brings stuff, from where he was at, from where I was at. And so, here, sweetheart, ain't that pretty?
They are pretty.
And so, went in the house there and got things straight. Yeah. Yeah, sweetheart. And so, he said, I thought I'd come by and say, how you doing? Mouth blew up like it was being stung by a wasp or something. He said, well, what kind of work are you going to do? I said, I don't know yet. I already had my work picked out yet. The man, he was a Yankee also. No, he was a Frenchman. Oh boy.
Oh, Willett?
He was a Frenchman. The one who worked for the VA Center. He's the boss. His name was Eddie Arquette. Boss.
They had a lot of French people around there.
Yeah. They don't mess with the Yankees too much. Because then the way I feel everything, the way they are, they get the French people stay to themselves, and the Yankees stay to themselves, see? And of course, see, when I was on French territory. And so that put into that. So, after a while, he left. I said, thank God for that. I'd ready for him. He was going to mess with me because Mr. Willett, he'd have knocked his block off. I know he would. And so, he said, well, I'm sorry if you think about moving out. I said, I think it's the best thing, Mr. Haney. Well, I don't know. Is Mark was talking to Margaret and I said, I'm where Mark wants to move or not. I said, I hope so. I said, except her, she don't want to. You gonna stay here by yourself? I said, well, I'm used to staying by myself at times. Well, we'll see about that. He left. Well, I'm not coming back.
Freezer, don't mess with it.
Mommy, our freezer.
I'm gonna sit down with you so I can write some stuff down.
Okay.
Cynthia, you see if I'm in that movie in the camera?
I look.
No, not right now.